As the snow continues for some of us, a live look at conditions and what to expect in the morning. Without penalties, are people following the area's mask mandates? Plus, how you can still see Santa this year as a major department store says he won't be making an appearance. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
The snow may be moving out, but it doesn't look like it's gone quite yet. Meanwhile, frigid temperatures are moving in. For those of you wondering about roads tomorrow morning, we begin with Valley News Team's Devin Fry. He joins us live. Devin, where are you and what's it like out there?
Thanks, Mike. We're on the corner of 45th Street and 32nd Avenue right now, which has been a pretty well-traveled area all day, as it usually is. Now, you can see there's a pretty big glare coming off of the roadways right now. It can look pretty intimidating, but those are just wet roads for right now, which is a good sign for those drivers on the roadways tonight. However, overnight, as those frigid temperatures move in, that is going to freeze up and create some slick roads. So, as you can see the glare on the bottom there, that's all going to become frozen overnight, so you're going to want to give yourself plenty of extra time as you make your way out the door this morning. Now, we did see sand crews out and about earlier, as well as plow trucks, so they are out preparing those roads. You just need to make sure to give yourself extra time as you make your way out the door tomorrow morning. You don't want to be in a hurry tomorrow morning. So we're going to keep checking out these roadways. The First Alert weather team has done an amazing job tracking this storm. We're going to keep our eye on it, but for right now, reporting from Fargo, Devin Fry, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks so much, Devin. Let's turn it over to our chief meteorologist now, Hutch Johnson, with an update of what to expect when you wake up in the morning and just how low temperatures may fall this weekend. Hutch?
So much as we head into the overnight hours, we still have some flakes flying, but it's a lot less intense than it has been throughout the day. Some wind blowing some of the snowfall off the boughs of the branches out there at the Dakota Magic Casino. Those winds 15, 20 miles per hour at times from the north. They're strongest down to the south. An update on a few snowfall totals. We've gotten Ellendale upgraded to almost 7 inches there. Browns Valley between 6 inches in Browns Valley and 10 inches reported in Beardsley, but I caution you, those two reports came in a little earlier. The Fargo area up to 4 to 5 inches here in the metro. The showers of snow continue taking you in closer. The Red River Valley, Fargo, Moorhead, seeing just a couple of snow showers continuing to move from north to south through our area. Very little additional accumulation from this activity as we head through the evening hours. Maple River, a pretty good shot of flaky weather making its way through your area. Hour by hour forecast, Mike, here in a few minutes. It looks chilly.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. Thanks. And by the way, speaking of the weather, make sure you have the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app so you can keep up with the weather anytime, anywhere. You'll get the latest forecasts and conditions so you can plan your day. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store and download it for free. New at 10 tonight, since changing the state's contact tracing process earlier this week, more than 800 North Dakotans have been notified that they have COVID. They've been waiting for notification as part of a backlog. Tonight, the health department says the backlog has been resolved. People who test positive for the virus are still expected to notify all of their own close contacts rather than using contact tracers. The exception is healthcare and school settings. More than 1,000 new COVID cases were reported today in North Dakota, 280 in Cass County alone. The state's daily positivity rate has jumped to more than 13%. Concern tonight after leaders in Fargo and West Fargo say they won't be enforcing a mask mandate. Many are questioning if the urge to wear a mask will be enough without penalties. Valley News Team's Courtney Alaki checked around town to see if people are following the new mask mandate and strategy.
Whether you call it a mandate or a strategy, one thing is the same. Wearing a mask is voluntary, and many say personal responsibility isn't enough.
I think it should be enforced with penalties. I feel like people have their reasons for not wearing them, but if you can't wear it, then you shouldn't be out.
It'd be nice if there's penalties, so then we can go like, hey, it's the actual law, we'll call the cops.
But not everyone agrees.
I don't think you should get in like legal trouble or anything because it will just make the sides like divide more.
If you choose not to wear a mask, the only way you can be penalized in either city is if a business calls police. If you aren't wearing a mask and are refusing to leave, you can be fined for trespassing.
Do what you're supposed to do, but as far as like walking into a building like this and that, it says mask at all times, wear a mask. I got one.
West Fargo commissioners are calling their mask strategy a pretty please. The city's proposal uses the words strongly urge more than a dozen times, but many say it's still a step in the right direction.
I saw one person that had a mask on that said, "This is tyranny," and I was like, it's literally just cloth over your face. It's not that big of a deal.
A walk around downtown and through West Acres Mall this afternoon shows people seem to be playing by the rules, even without penalties. Still, there are a few who don't seem convinced.
It takes so much out of your day, and then if you don't remember your mask anywhere you go, I mean, it takes a damper into your days.
In the FM area, Courtney Lonkey, Valley News Live.
The mask mandate and strategy include a number of exemptions, including children younger than school age, those with a medical condition or disability, and certain employment, athletic, or other activities. We want to make a correction to something that aired in a story earlier tonight on the West Fargo mask strategy. Commissioner Mandy George of West Fargo is not in favor of a mask mandate and is opposed to penalties associated with such a move. The U.S. Postal Service has transported more than 100 million ballots since September 4th. The number includes ballots sent to voters and ballots being returned to election offices. The USPS says it mailed more than 500 million pieces of election mail this year. That's a 162% increase from 2016. Tonight marked the final showdown between President Donald Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden. Both candidates meeting in Nashville less than 2 weeks until Election Day in a far less chaotic debate than the first event. Mary Maloney breaks down the major moments.
President Donald Trump and Joe Biden seizing on a final primetime moment of the 2020 election to make their closing arguments to voters.
We're fighting it, and we're fighting it hard.
I will take care of this. I will end this. I will make sure we have a plan.
The candidates squaring off in Nashville just 12 days before the election and nearly 3 weeks after President Trump announced he had tested positive for COVID-19, though he has since tested negative for the virus.
I was in the hospital. I had it, and I got better.
Different from the first debate, muted microphones to reduce interruptions at the beginning of each segment. The two candidates again clashing over President Trump's handling of the coronavirus.
The president thus far and still has no plan.
We can't close up our nation.
National security.
Any country, no matter who it is, that interferes in American elections will pay a price.
There has been nobody tougher on Russia than Donald Trump.
Race in America.
A black parent, no matter how wealthy or how poor they are, has to teach their child when you're walking down the street, don't have a hoodie on when you go across the street.
Nobody has done more for the black community than Donald Trump.
And leadership.
We should be talking about your families, but that's the last thing he wants to talk about.
I'm not a typical politician.
Okay,
that's why I got elected.
Plus, more allegations made by President Trump about Biden's son, Hunter.
The horrible emails of the kind of money that you were raking in, you and your family. And Joe, you were vice president.
I have not taken a penny from any foreign source ever in my life.
In Nashville, I'm Mary Maloney.
This was the last debate between both candidates. The scheduled second debate was canceled. COVID-19 is keeping Santa from visiting Macy's stores this Christmas, including the flagship store in New York City. This ends a 159-year holiday season tradition. Instead, Macy's is creating an interactive virtual encounter with Santa, launching the end of the next month. The best part, it's free. Alternative virtual visits are also popping up, like the website chitchatwithsanta.com. They're offering 6 minutes with Santa for around $30. Still ahead on Valley News Live at 10, a Minnesota farmer grows a 2,000-pound pumpkin named Tiger King. How it's earning him a global title and what he plans to do with it.
Light snow continues here in the central Red River Valley heading into our evening. It's cold out west. How long will it take to get here? Your hour-by-hour forecast is coming up right after this.